Ready? Okay, welcome everybody to our council meeting. If we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilor Paula. Here.
Here.
Mayor Ministry.
Here.
Councilor Panessa.
Here.
Councilor Rocco.
Here.
Councilor Dean. Here. Mayor, you can go on.
Thank you. All right, so next up is our audience of citizens, but before the audience of citizens, I think many of you are here, I'm guessing a little bit. Used to be an investigator. Probably for the golf course, right? Yeah, right. I see. I knew that was it. Yes, I knew. So if we could just so we set the stage with the facts before people get too upset. And maybe I'll let Arosh just mention how I think the issue is that the contract renewal is coming up for Mark, the pro, and we sent out a request for RFPs, as is the process under the charter. But just explain that it's not a concerted effort or any effort necessarily to not renew it, but just to mention the process, how we go through renewing a contract. That may be helpful.
You're asking,
You,
first of all,
it could be Mr. D'Onofrio too, whoever.
good evening.
Yes,
How is
that,
everyone today?
that's good. They're good. We're good.
Are you asking me to explain why it's in the charter or why we are following the charter?
While we're following the charter, what is in the charter for renewing contracts?
Anything over 10,000 contractual agreements need to go out to bid.
And this is over.
And once the bids come in,
Right.
we would have a process to evaluate them.
Right.
And I think in this case, I've asked Mr. DeFazio to pick someone else from the Golf Commission for the interview. And once a decision is made, bring it to the Golf Commission and then you, the council.
So the process we're following is the process we need to follow in the charter. But it's not meant in any way to say we're not going to renew Mr. Bayram, or we're not. But I think as far as, we have to kind of follow that process and go through with the interview by the Golf Commission and ultimately to the council. So it certainly doesn't hurt to, and we're not there yet because the RFP closes when?
October 13th.
It closes October 13th. So after that, the process will be in place where we would, interview and look through whoever applies. We certainly can't definitively say who we're choosing, but so we just have to be careful with that, but the process will play out. But we certainly know of, I think all the council knows of Mr. Bayram's success at the golf course, and that we understand all of that, as does the Golf Commission. So they're involved in it as well. So I think everything's in good hands, but I understand the concern. I think from what I heard, people were running around saying different things, and I don't think what I heard, at least what came to me, was true. It wasn't really the facts as I just explained it, but so at least we're all on the same page. So it's now the audience of citizens. Whatever you want to say, feel free to come up and talk to us about whether it's this issue or any other issue. So with that in mind, we will start with Cynthia Pavano.
I'm Cynthia Pavano. I'm here to inform you how much Timberland Golf Course has grown since Mark Bayram became the pro at Timberland. I am amazed to see how many young children have become interested in golf. Over 100 ages 5 to 13. Had many camps for beginners this summer. There's a junior league from 6 to 13. They practice and have matches every Sunday. During the summer for the junior league 14 to 17, so much fun for us to watch them. I'm 85 years old and play with the Timberland Lady Niners, which you will see quite a few of us here tonight. This past year, we had 44 active members and 15 honorary members. Many of us take carts. Mark has been incredible backing our group. In turn, we have supported the Berlin High School girls golf. This year, we bought their shoes and gave them a $500 scholarship. With so much support from Mark and the Lady Niners, no wonder why the girls have won so many state championships. Mark was chosen as the Connecticut PGA Teacher of the Year in 2020. I also have never seen so many tournaments this year at golf. I'm shocked. Just renew him as our prayer, as our pro. Shame on them.
Next is, I'm sorry, Donna Bovee.
Donna Bovee, 85 Steepleview Drive, also a member of the Timberland Lady Niners. I'm one of the older ones. Cindy's one of the younger ones. But in any event, I want to report, I did attend the Golf Commission meeting last week. And the one thing I was surprised about as we asked questions was to learn the commission members as a whole were not involved in the RFP document. Even though that seems to be part of their responsibility per to the ordinance. I don't see them in the charter, but there is the ordinance out there. Also, although there is a requirement to put out to bid, there's also an exception in our charter where the council can waive that process. And perhaps if the commission, there was a discussion between the town and the commission prior to putting it out, maybe there'd be a different approach to negotiate. And the town has every right to negotiate a contract. And I'm sure the taxpayers would want you to do that. But there may be a different way than putting out a pros contract as an RFP. So as a result of little, if none, communication, it's involved into a lot of bad information, as you mentioned, Mayor, and questions. As far as the reason for the RFP, was it ever done before during the current pros tenure? Carter's been here for a while. Why do one now? And what I did note in the RFP is I didn't see any criteria for narrowing down the participants that would continue in further negotiations. I also didn't see who would be involved in making the decisions when it's narrowed down. Again, communication, that's what it takes. So I highly recommend the council explained, tonight you did a brief explanation, but maybe further explanations there. Why the FP was released now, why the commission as a whole was not a part of the specifics, what the criteria is and the weighting that will be used to narrow down the selected few to negotiate with, and who are the parties that will be involved in that decision making. I highly recommend, as their ordinance calls for, that the Golf Commission, either participants or the entire commission, be involved in that process. And they are then to advise the council. Mark is a wonderful asset for our town. Timberland is a wonderful asset for our town. If you look at the numbers, it has grown significantly. And 99.9% of that is due to Mark's involvement as a pro. Thank you.
Nancy Berger.
Nancy Berger, 1146 High Road. I'm a member of the Timberland Lady Niners. As a past president for 3 years and the current organizer of weekly sweeps for the Lady Niners, I've had the opportunity to work very closely with Mark Bayram. I've always found Mark to be extremely professional, fair, supportive, and flexible, regardless of the circumstances. If problems or scheduling conflicts arise, he's more than willing to help us resolve these issues, and all of it, always in the most courteous and respectful manner. I've been golfing at Timberland for about 30 years, and I can definitely say that Mark Bayram is the best golf professional that we have ever had at Timberland Golf Course. He's a tremendous asset to the town of Berlin and has made a positive impact on Berlin residents of all ages. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. And Michelle, Narsick? Yes. Did I kill it? I'm sorry. With a name like Kaczynski, I apologize. I apologize.
Michelle Yurinzik, 957 Chamberlain Highway. Fortunately, I'm not here to talk about golf. I don't know how to golf. Maybe you could teach me. But
A lot of people in here could probably teach you.
yes, I'd
interested.
like to learn at some point. Probably ruin your greens, but
Ah.
anyway, I'm here to talk about funding for the generator at the
Yes, I'm
Percival Heights.
glad you're here.
Yes, I am happy to be here too. I gave you about a year ago, 3 proposals from 3 different people, Tower Generator, Northeast Generator, and Kinsley.
Mhm.
And I believe you all have copies of that.
Mhm.
Of course, the price is probably, obviously, a year later and supply chain would be more. Tower Generator came in very cost effective to generate both places. I was wondering where the town stands on that because the housing authority is willing, we are willing to put up half the money. You could fund the other half. Hopefully with COVID funding, that was brought up a year ago. If we still have COVID funding, that's what we're looking for. Or anything that you would be willing to help with. Because, you know, the senior center would be a good place of refuge, not just for our 30 people that live there, which are elderly and handicapped, but also for seniors to still be able to come for refuge. And recently they had a power outage back in June, which canceled things there. You know, and we always get power outages every now and again, but especially the long-term one. Of course, I'm going back 11 years ago, you know, when we had the snowstorm in October, that was a long haul. And the senior center would have been a good place for refuge. It's not just McGee, but the senior center too. And as you know, the senior center offers a lot of things for seniors and other people. So I was hoping the town had some information for me, if any answers, yes or no. Otherwise I will look for other venues.
We-
But, you know, it's been over a year.
We do have answers for you tonight, actually.
Okay,
Glad you showed up.
We reached back out to you so that we
Yeah.
can see what we can do to assist with this.
Okay, so what,
Do you, I don't mean to interject,
Yeah.
do you, have copies of those estimates with you
We should,
now?
we
I
should
mean,
have it, Donna. It's
update
in that
them.
other package.
Oh, is it
that
in
left
here?
you.
Okay, apologize.
from last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So we're gonna need to get those updated clearly.
Yes, yes.
So
So,
that aside, well, I know this is unusual. and Sorry that we're a little bit off script on our audience of citizens, but while you're here, we can just answer this. Apparently, what has just come to light, I don't know how it just came to light now, quite frankly, I have questions myself, but the town has a generator available in the town garage that came from the high school, and the high school, you know, when it was renovated, they put a new generator in, and now it's our emergency shelter. It was McGee before, McGee has a generator as well. So I just found out this week that is there. I don't know how long it's been there. I'm assuming it's been there since the renovation of the high school. I don't know.
it was like 9 years ago.
Not that long, wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it hasn't
Was it?
been about 9 years.
Anyway, so, so the fire marshal, they're looking at it. I don't know what shape it's in. It's big enough, according to the fire marshal, to handle the senior housing there. Apparently it's in fairly good shape from what I understand. I don't know. I don't, I'm just shocked that we just found this out
Have
now.
One hidden somewhere.
Well, yeah, well, hidden or just nobody
No,
was
I know,
aware.
I'm only kidding.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm as surprised as you are, but that is a very viable option. Joe Bajorski. The only reason why I found out was Joe Bajorski. I was talking to him about senior housing project. And he knew the other day,
Yeah,
yeah, he brought it up to someone and someone told him, but we're in the process of testing it and making sure it's worthy. If it is, Joe agreed to, the town would certainly, of course, give you the generator, and Housing Authority funds would pay for the pad and the electrical hookup.
well, yes.
That's what he agreed to.
First,
You know, I
yes,
don't,
I know he agreed to that. First off, the committee would, the council members would have to vote on that.
yes,
Second,
correct.
the generator is 20+ years old. I appreciate this generator.
Yeah,
It hasn't been running for a while. It's also diesel.
I'm
We
not
have
sure
a
yet.
a natural gas facility.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm just telling you,
Right,
that's the latest.
that's what I know too.
Yeah.
So, but I was, you know, if that doesn't pan out, because now
Yes.
we have to look into hiring somebody, you know, get the diesel and all that. I was looking for new. I know Joe agreed to,
Well,
but I was looking for money
yes,
for new.
understandable.
And we had money given to the town, COVID money
Yeah.
last year.
Right.
And back then I was told that possibly the town could help pay for that. And reached out several times, didn't hear a yay or a nay. I'm not against a 20+ year old generator. However, I'd hate to spend all the money to get that put out there
Agreed.
and it dies. I know it's a Generac. I don't know
Yeah.
how many hours are on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
The garage was supposed to get back to me,
Okay.
but if that doesn't work out, what's plan B?
Plan B is the town buys you a generator. That's plan B. That's why-
Is
I-
Mr. Simons here?
That's why we reached out. Well, that's why last meeting, the council said, hey, whatever happened, you know, we wanted to bring that back up again because I wasn't sure where
Right,
that had been left.
right.
So right before we were gonna bring it up this meeting, because I asked you to come back, right? I told Joe someone was gonna come back and just give us the estimates again and we would look into it. But that's what I heard about the new generator. So I don't know. The other
Right.
one.
I would prefer, yeah, that's when I heard
Yeah.
about it too.
I mean,
a month ago.
well, see, that's a month before I even
I
heard
was just
about
gonna
it, the
say,
council.
We just heard about.
Yeah, we just heard about it like 2 days ago, which, and I'm guess a month ago, Michelle, is interesting because
We-
why did it just pop up a
weeks
month ago, right?
Like,
I mean,
where's it
Right,
been?
right.
You spoke to us a year ago.
Right, and I never knew.
I want answers. I want answers too, just like you. Why is the generator sitting? there?
I thought that, you
Jim's
know,
here.
the Board of Ed bought that generator and, you know, isn't there kind of a
I think when we put the new one in,
sound and board?
no, that's no problem, but
No, I
That's
mean,
not a
we should
problem.
know what type of equipment we have in-house.
yes.
I would think.
So, listen, we'll get some answers on how it just popped up out of the blue.
I would love it if
Yeah.
one of you would.
Bottom line, this needs to be
Yeah,
done
gonna
before
do
winter is upon us and
Get
you
it done.
need, and you lose power and you need electricity. So, Mr.
it.
Simons, are
Uh,
you here?
Mr. Si, I thought I saw him in the
I thought
hallway.
I saw him.
Jim?
Calling Jim,
You mind coming up for a second?
Shall I?
Probably
move the
not.
Podium.
Huh?
Move?
What, just for a second.
Second.
Spoke the other day on the phone.
Mr. Jim,
Enlighten us.
enlighten us about the generator.
Generator came out of high school, it is in storage. It's in storage in case we needed to put it in, but,
Okay,
somebody was at the garage. And they were inquiring about the generator, because it is out in the open. And I said, there you go. Oh, I'm so sorry.
So-
So he said, there's a
Somebody-
generator, and we walked over to the generator, walked around the generator. Because the generator has an electronic pad or an LCD pad on there, I could not fire the generator or could not activate the LCD pad to give you any further information on it. For us to prepare that generator for service or transport, we would do the same that we would do if it was going to be put into any other facility in town. We would call the generator people coming in to work with the mechanics to energize the system and get it going. And the reason why we'll call them in is because we're not electronic or electrical experts. And I don't want to have my mechanic out there playing with a diesel engine and a generator giving out 440 volts. It's not a good thing. But it is there and we can move forward with that.
So question for you.
Yes, sir.
That's all great. We're gonna look at it, and I'm assuming there's probably not a lot of hours on it from the high school, or I don't know how much
I
it would
would
rent.
imagine it would be only a guess.
Yeah.
Usually they run for an hour a week.
Once a week test. Right.
And then, so, you know, we would just say it's an hour a week, or 520 hours, 52 hours a year. Then you multiply it out. Now, how long the generator has run because of a power failure in the high school, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
The generator was at the high school to supply power to the refrigerators, because that's the schools or Board of Education's main facility for the storage of food.
Sure.
And to power the cafeteria in the event of an emergency, so they could feed the workers.
So I'm just curious, going back to the beginning of the story, out of the blue, somebody comes and asks about the generator that's been sitting there for,
Well, it's
5, 6 years?
It's been sitting there. I would
Right.
like to put it into different facilities.
Yeah.
Although that never panned out.
Right.
So it's been sitting there waiting that it has to be used if one of our other generators goes down.
okay.
Instead of coming up here and looking for a
Well-
generator to put into, we'll just say a school or
Right.
wherever.
So who came up with the thought, though, to go ask about the generator for the senior center? I'm just like, what was the genesis of that plan? I'm just curious.
I was approached by the fire marshal.
Ah.
The generator's still here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how it started somehow. All right. It's just odd that we've been talking about this and nobody mentioned that before. We could have had this done a year ago, but,
Didn't know that you were looking for a generator for the senior center.
okay. All right. All right, that's fine. It's just odd. It was an odd turn of events in my mind that, in fact, council didn't know about it. The housing authority found out, which is fine. You guys found out about it a month ago. Joe did.
Joe did.
I found out about it 2 days ago. So, yeah. So, and that's only because I talked to Joe and he happened to mention it. Otherwise, we still wouldn't know about it.
Talked about it 2 weeks ago
Yes.
to have you come here
Right.
and let us know where you were at. So, yeah, from erosion. So I guess the next step is to figure out whether or not it can be fixed or
Well, it came out of
started.
service running.
Okay, so it was
Yeah,
running.
Basically,
probably do
basically what needs to be done is we need to, prime the engine, prime the oil system in the engine, probably drain the fuel out, put some fresh fuel in there, because you don't want to run the fuel through the injectors and the injector pump. Put some filters on it, get them in so they can isolate the electrical end of that generator. Fire it up.
So can we,
But right
Get-
now, I'm in the middle of plow season.
right, so can we get that? Go ahead, Charlie.
That's all great, but who would decide if it's the proper generator for that facility? How do we
I would.
make sure it's the right one to put there?
Right, hey,
Sure.
so let's just ask Jim and then we'll have you back. Well,
So the size of generator, obviously, if she has, quotes on a generator, somebody has sized that generator already. So I don't know who did that, and I don't know, how they did that, but there's an electrical load that is done for a building, and that electrical load weights out to whether you want 100% or 50% or whatever that is. And that weights out the amperage put out, kilowatt put out by that generator.
I'm all for saving money and using it. I just want to make sure it's the right unit for that.
Agreed, Charlie.
this fire marshal relayed to me that it was more than enough to power that building since it was gonna power the high school, which is much bigger, but so
Powering the.
a piece of it, right?
Powering the
The,
refrigeration unit.
right, and
And the, cafeteria.
yeah, I mean, you know, I deal with generators, not my job too, but I mean, he just said it was enough, but so. Yeah, I think what we need to do is someone quickly needs to make that evaluation. And if it's not good enough, and we'll talk some more, you know, with yourself, Michelle, and the Housing Authority. If not, we'll get a new one.
Do we have any ballpark for how much a new generator would cost?
Well, yeah, we have the estimates here.
Estimates are here. It's from last year.
Last year, couple $100,000 probably.
Yeah.
From what I was told, that generator is 130 kilowatt.
Yes,
Storage.
I think you're right.
That's about basically what we need, 130. but
Yeah.
One of the one that I like for the price, tower, he's saying 100 kilowatt generator would do both places, but you know, I'd have to go through the whole process again. No big deal.
Yeah.
However, okay, so the question is, who's gonna, if we check out, you know, what the town has, which is very gracious of the town, who is going to pay for this person to come out? and
The town.
check Everything,
Oh.
really?
The town's gonna pay for that.
Want to do that?
Yes. We're gonna do that.
I get
Okay.
done.
Yeah, we get it done. We want it done.
Okay, the only other thing is it's a diesel.
I-
I don't know how
I know.
loud diesels are loud. Do you think that was loud? When it was at the high school? Because we're
the-
talking about where people.
Yeah, what we could,
Center.
what we could do is, I don't know where it would sit there. I know they gotta put a pad in. I don't know where the hookups would go, so I think just at least some initial evaluation, and Steve, Wozniak, the fire marshal, told me he would start that after the Berlin Fair, so we're after the Berlin
Okay.
Fair now. And then we could, you know, we can at least get some preliminary information if it's gonna go to a place where it's too loud. If that's the case, I mean, they can be a little noisy, depends on the generator though.
Right.
Generator running at capacity is gonna be.
It's gonna be loud, right? Even the
Yeah.
gas powered ones, right? That's what I thought.
Louder, but-
Well, let's evaluate it. If
Right.
it's great,
So you.
if it works,
So what you're saying is, you're willing to pay for that,
yes,
everything.
yes.
Okay, okay.
And
And then we have a plan B though?
yes,
Buy it.
the plan B is to
Buy a new one.
buy one. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
The whole, are you saying the full price or?
Well, to negotiate with Joe, we'll figure it out. Yeah, probably that. Maybe you
Get your
pay,
Pricing, hopefully
May-
it's,
maybe you
I don't
pay
think
for the
it's gonna
pad and the
cost
hookup like we were gonna do with this one. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so who shall I contact after I get new prices? Who would like to?
Me, send it to me.
You want-
Yes.
Okay,
I wanna see it first. I wanna see it because otherwise it gets lost somewhere. I don't know where,
all
but I
right,
wanna
so-
see it.
Okay, you want me to send it to your email?
Yes,
or
my
bring
town
it
email.
here?
Town email, CC Roche, the town manager. So we can see it. I want to see him first and foremost. While you're doing that, we're going to get Mr. Wozniak and whoever he needs to hire to evaluate that generator. And it may not work. I don't know, but Jim is right. I mean, they're all loud, but
Yeah.
it depends on where we put it. Maybe we could find a place or,
One of the
can-
paperworks here said where they would put it. I just
Right.
can't.
and we can use that, you know, I mean, the person we're going to get to look at it, we'll figure it out. We will get there. Oh, Joe, okay. Mr. Joe, you've been listening?
Unmute.
you're muted.
Oh, where is it?
He's in,
He's out there.
he's in Zoom land somewhere.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to find the unmute button.
Hey, Joe, so you've been
Hello.
listening,
I
right?
have,
Okay. So does that sound like a good plan to you?
yes. I mean,
Okay.
for all intents and purposes, we'll probably locate the generator by the senior center. There's like a cement retaining wall on the backside of the senior center that leads to the basement. That's away from the apartments. It's pretty much away from the activity space of the senior center.
That's good.
It's
Flushing away.
screened from the other neighbors, so it should be a good fit in that location. But Steve and I will go over that.
Yeah, okay. So you're gonna get with Steve this week, is that, or no later than next week, hopefully?
Yeah, this week sometime.
Okay. And, as quick as possible. Let's get
Yes.
it done
October 1 and
we're almost in October, so let's get it done and, we'll see what happens. I mean, that's the easier way. We have it. We just pay for the hookup and the pad. The town will pay for that, the hookup and the pad. I think, well, you were gonna split that with us. I'm sorry. You were gonna split that with us, I think.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
we're gonna come to some kind of agreement as to.
We'll come to agreement.
What?
Remember, so I gotta go through the Board of Finance. I gotta make them happy too, but we will. We'll make them
Okay.
happy. They'll be
I
fine with
have,
it.
I have funds to pay for that, so,
Okay, good,
good.
with
perfect.
that, so,
So we give you a free generator, you could hook it up, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take care of the pad, we can take care of.
Gonna
the,
evaluate it. No, of course, we're not gonna give you a broken, no, we won't do that. We will not do that to you. Don't, not to worry. We will not do that.
Okay,
So,
I'm not gonna worry.
no, don't worry.
But not with you guys.
No,
For about 11 years to get a generator.
oh my goodness, no. No, I know.
It only took, what, 9 months?
9 months for us, better than
Yeah.
11 years, right? Come on.
Thank you.
Better than.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you for doing.
so thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt the audience of citizens, but that was a real important issue. Thank you, Joe. We'll, let me know, Joe, what happens to. and
Will
we'll
do.
stay On top of the fire marshal, I know, or Rochewell and myself. All right, so I'm sorry. So audience of citizens was still open. Is there anyone wanted to speak about anything? Yes, sir. Come on up. Art, yes, Art. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you till you stood up. You're hiding back there. Yeah.
Red Sea, in the Red Sea.
You're looking good, Art, as always.
Thank you. I'm a little confused as to what we're really talking about tonight. I understood that we were talking about hiring a director of the golf. And also keep the golf pro on, so there would be a new employee. Is that right?
I don't, where did we end up with that? The director of golf?
Well, the combined position didn't work out, so we had to go back to create another golf director position, which is fine.
Okay,
We had one before. It's not like a new position.
right,
Didn't fill it.
right. So we were gonna combine them, but it didn't work out, right?
That is over and done with?
Sorry, what is overdone?
The combo.
Yes.
My understanding was that we were gonna have an additional position.
It's not,
As the director of golf. And also the golf pro. So are we talking about an additional, I know that you put it out to bid, did you, or?
two separate things, Mr. Powers. The pros contract, that's what went out to bid. We already have a director of golf position that we did not fill for 2 years. So we are at a point that we need to fill it.
So you're considering filling that, so there'd be another position, is that what you're saying? And then didn't it go out to bid and you had one person that answered it?
Those things are not bidded out. Staff positions are posted and interviewed. And yes, one person did, and Mark Barham applied, and then he withdrew his name. Advice from the PGA.
So are you going to have a director of golf?
Yes, sir.
So, and the golf pro,
That is correct.
so you've got an additional. And the golf pro now is taking care of both positions.
No. Jerry Salvio, who is the superintendent, is taking care of the director's position on an interim basis.
Doing a good job, too. I'm not arguing that at all. Trying to find out is, are we having an additional position?
We're gonna go back to the way it was. I mean, Mark was gonna be both, but he obviously withdrew for his reasons, so we'll just go back and
Mark did what?
he withdrew. He was gonna be we were gonna combine that position, director and pro, but he withdrew from that. He applied internally and he withdrew from that for whatever reasons he had, which is fine. So we'll go back and that will be now a separate position from the pro. Mark will,
On that now, write that down.
Jerry, yeah, he's running the director position.
In addition to being the superintendent.
In addition to the superintendent, right? He's the superintendent as well. Yes, yes. I know it's like musical chairs. It's a little confusing, but we'll get there, Art. We're gonna get there.
Well, I'm here primarily to speak in favor of our golf pro now.
Yes,
And my understanding was it was confusing, and that's why I'm trying to find out actually what is going on. That they were gonna hire a director of golf. And also, we have the golf pro.
that's what
And
we're gonna
and
do.
that the golf pro has been handling the director's.
No. No. Jerry has been, the superintendent's been handling the director of golf's job. We were gonna, we advertised internally for the director to be, you know,
So what are we doing tonight, then, you're deciding whether or not we're gonna give the golf pro
no, we're not there yet, but we will be soon.
What is the question?
No question. Just people were concerned that because we put out the request for proposal for a new golf pro, that we were not interested in Mark Bayram staying. That's not the case. We're just trying to follow the procedures of the charter. And then we'll go through the choice process with the golf commission, ultimately comes back to the council. So
I understood that even the golf committee did not understand what was going on, and that's why
they're gonna be involved in the process, yeah,
the golf club is one of my first loves. So,
I hear you.
I don't want to see it change. It's interesting that, since we've had our pro now, we've had approximately an income of $985,000 a year. And now, this last year, we've had a record in income of 1.21 million. And that indicates that somebody's doing something right. And I'd like to give to all the members, the background of our pro now, and to indicate all the
Yeah.
good that he has done over the years.
You can hand it to Sandy, you can grab that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Art. Appreciate that.
I'm sorry, I was somewhat confused because I thought you were trying to, because I know you put it out to bid.
Right, the closing date didn't close yet, but as soon as it does, we'll be ready to pick the pro, which we're hoping will be pretty sure.
Is there going to be an additional position?
Yes,
How
the-
will that affect the salary of the present pro? Reducing his salary
No, it's
based on
not
the
gonna
fact that
change
he's
it.
not handling all of the stuff that he's.
No.
No,
no, it won't affect his salary.
changing.
All right, I understand now, and I just want to be sure that his position is safe, and he's not going to be penalized in any way himself. Thank you.
Thank you, Art. Okay, we're still in the public hearing. Yeah, it's okay, we got a lot of hands. Yes, lady in the front row first. Ladies first.
Hi, I'm Eleanor Bouchard,
Hi,
of Percival
Welcome.
Avenue. And I'm a Lady Niner. My question is, it has not gone out for bid, from what I understand, for 9 years. Why all of a sudden is this going out for bid? That's my question.
but, I didn't make that decision. It's,
Well, the question is, why didn't it go out to bid before? Yeah, it is in the charter, very clear. So you have to actually ask that from the director of golf at that time, the town manager, golf commission, and the council members. Why didn't you follow the charter? The dereliction of duty? I don't know.
I don't know. Not sure.
I mean, I'm good, but I'm not that good to think why they didn't
Why
do
didn't it
certain
happen?
things.
Because the last time,
before I
what,
got here.
what was it?
Enough
Is,
time, I
what was the
When-
last time?
That was when 3 years ago. I was
3 years ago,
Coming
okay.
in, it
Okay.
was
You just
already
came in.
negotiated with John Zerk Jack Healy and Asio and whoever.
Right, they didn't go out then, yeah.
Just don't know. I mean, you don't want me to speculate, do you?
We don't know.
Be not a good idea.
I don't know why. But, you know, we gotta follow the charter. We should, just because we didn't follow it in the past doesn't make it right or wrong, but, you know, that's, it is in the charter. It's always been in the charter. No one said we're changing, please don't, no. We just have to follow the process. There is you know, the funny thing is with things the town does, sometimes we don't follow the process. People come and speak in front of us and say, you didn't follow the charter. Now we're following the charter and people say, why'd you follow the charter? So, I mean, I understand your frustration. I get it, but no one's upset with Mark. Well, listen, I grew up in Berlin. I've been here a lot of years, and the one thing I've heard is this last several years as the mayor is, hey, we've done it this way for 50 years. It's okay. Sometimes that's right. Sometimes that's wrong. Right? With anything. Well, no, yeah, no, I'm not. But not to worry. No, I know Mark. I like Mark. I think we all like Mark. We know he's doing a good job. All I can tell you is, we can't, you know, we can't answer that question. All we could say is, we'll follow the process. It'll be fair, and I think things will turn out all right. But we can't answer that. I mean, that's just not how that's like when we bid out any contract. I can't say 5 people come to put in a generator and they got to put in the request for proposal for a generator at the senior center. And I say, don't worry about it. Company A has got it before. We can't. It's the same with this though. It applies across the board. I mean, it's an ethical thing. We can't do that. We violate our ethics if we put out an RFP for people to put in, you know, requests for contracts from the town, and we pick one before they're even in. We can't do that. That's already a town generator. No one's putting a proposal in. It's the town generator from one town asset to another. Different. Anyway, yeah, we can't. Yeah, I know. Kate's gonna yell at me. I won't let her yell. I'll do the yelling. You have to raise your hand and come up next. Yes, sir. Come on up. I'm sorry. I forget the rules. Kate keeps me in line. Thank you, Kate. I'm sorry.
Small, but.
You're mighty. Yes, I know. Yeah. You don't want the wrath of Kate. Yes, sir.
Tony Deanna, 250 West Lane.
Yes.
I'm having a tough time with this. So what other town positions are put out to bid? 'Cause everybody makes over 10 grand, I'm sure. So who else goes out to RFP for
Well,
their job?
Yeah.
Town positions are employees, they're staff. They don't go out to bid, but everything from law firms to insurance companies to consultants who advise us on health insurance, auditors, everybody else goes out to bid. Now,
Contractors. Yeah, they're all contractors.
contracts, 99s, but town staff, employees are not, contractors. They don't go out to bid.
I mean, I was in the golf business.
He's not an
myself.
employee.
It was a job interview. It was never an RFP.
Say that?
I was in the golf business for a
Yes.
few years myself. I went out to many interviews. It was always a job interview. Never responded to an RFP. Doesn't make sense.
If you were going to be an employee, yes.
Yeah,
If you-
employee of the town.
That's different. He's not an employee of the town.
So he's 1099.
Correct.
And we have no idea why this wasn't done in the past.
Can't go back and, I mean, but a lot of things happen in the past that, we try and correct going forward. I could, in the last 7 years that I've been here, I could probably list many, many things that were not done the right way. So we try and strive to get them done the right way. As we find them out, as things come up, we fix what we didn't do right in the past. And that's per the charter. That's our constitution. So we try and follow that. We don't, do we always? Things get messed up? Of course they do. It's a big town, a lot of things happen, but when we find something that we should be following the correct process, the legal process, we try and fix it.
All right, well, I guess with that being cleared up, I'll just leave you guys with this. Like I said, I worked in the golf business and part of many golf courses. What Mark has done for the golf course is tremendous. What he does for the juniors, I have 2 young kids, 9 and 11. Both play golf. one, very, very competitive. All his friends play golf. It's a really tight community up there with the junior golf, and it's all because of Mark. Been to many golf courses where the pro staff doesn't care about the juniors, doesn't want the juniors even around the golf course. So what Mark is doing is not only great for the town, but it's great for golf, and he's growing the game, which is important because if he doesn't do that, there is no game in the future. So I just want everybody to know, whether somebody comes in with a lower bid or not, the value in Mark is more than just what you guys pay him, because he brings in a lot of money and a lot of revenue. A lot of those tournaments that are there, a lot of the kids, a lot of the people that come to Berlin and come to Timberland are there because of him. So thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
And what do we got? Yeah, we should go to this side. Yes, sir.
William Richards, 811 Orchard Road. First of all, I want to read from the town charter, section 5.5. After it talks about, the section is regarding purchasing and payments. It goes on to talk about the $10,000 requirement that you talked about. Also, after all of that, it says the manager, with council approval, may waive the requirement of sealed bids if it is deemed to be in the best interests of the town. That may be the reason why it was waived in the past.
And that could be, but we can't assume anything. We don't know. I would assume, but I don't know.
Okay. Also, James Phelps has written a letter and I'll pass that. James Phelps, 177 Indian Knoll Drive, Berlin. And he says, thank you. Adding a few things here, but anyway, he says, thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Manager, council members and residents for allowing me to speak. I am a concerned resident regarding the town's direction put out to bid the contract of Mark Bayram. Mark Bayram has been an asset and made Timberland a family destination within the town for all ages. Berlin has become a destination golf course for many players both in and out of town. He adds, Mr. Mayor, please answer the following questions. Now, for the first time, you are putting this position out to bid. You explained that before. Secondly, Timberland has developed a positive financial position thanks to Mr. Bayram's turnaround efforts generating over $300,000. Is this something you value as a positive factor? Number three, if costs are a deep concern, have you reviewed what happened to Kinney Park and Goodwin golf courses after they became cost conscious and with their pro and allowed the facilities to decline? I believe you find the results interesting. And number four, what studies have you reviewed regarding the correlation between a good pro and the town's financial results with a viable golf course?
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Mr. Phelps too. Anyone else on this side? Yes, sir. So I'll get you guys in the back.
Fun yet?
A good lesson in town government, girls. It's all good.
Absolutely.
It's all good. Yes.
My name is Jim Barnes. I'm the Berlin High School girls golf coach. And I brought three special young ladies I want to introduce to you real quickly, and then we'll move on. Who you are? You are looking at three of the top 7 girls golfers in the state of Connecticut.
Yes.
We're looking at 3 girls that made all conference, all state,
and they all qualified for the year-end tournament where all the best girls golfers got to go down to Black Hall and play. That's never happened before. And by the way, this young lady on the end here, not only did she win this year, but she won last year. She's the only two-time champion for the state open for the girls.
Nice, nice, great.
I'll get to my points here and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, great girls. I've had the pleasure of being the Berlin golf coach for the past decade. And I'm extremely proud of what this town has done with these girls and what we've done as a team. We have won over 90% of our regular season matches. We have 10 conference championships. We have 8 conference tournament championships. We have 2 runner-up state championships. And as of this last June, we captured our 5th state championship out of this decade. We are without doubt the best girls high school golf program in the state of Connecticut.
Great.
A lot goes into making this happen. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. My wife would tell you it's a good looking coach, but that's not.
Sure, that has something to do with it.
Asking Elvita that.
Seriously, the town of Berlin is amazing. Support you folks give us is second to none. The school, Berlin High School, our athletic directors, our teachers, second to none. Wonderful. I've been so lucky with some great parents. Parents have been amazing. They're dedicated. And I've been blessed with some of the best girls. These are 3 of the examples over the past years. Committed to hard work. They want to win. They want to have fun. It's really been a great experience. I would tell you this, in spite of all those things which contribute, I honestly don't feel that that amazing record I just shared with you would have been possible without Mark Bailey. Mark is the consummate professional. He is such a good friend to the girls. He always makes time to help them with the game. If I said, you know, Mark, you know, it's kind of slicing a little bit. Could you come work? He always makes time for the kids. And as other people have mentioned, the commitment he makes to this town and to building the game of golf. But oh, by the way, those juniors and the women's clubs, the men's clubs, those all represent new players, which mean additional revenue to the town of Berlin as time goes on. Mark's been phenomenal. It's hearing like there might be a chance to revisit this charter and fix this and not have to go through this nonsense. That would be my recommendation. Maybe that can be done, maybe it can be done. I just want to tell you, Mark is an amazing person, and I hope you'll see your way clear to keep him on board. Thank you.
Thank you. The gentleman, and then gentleman in the green shirt next. He wants to go first. He could go first. Whatever you guys want.
Rob LeBrie, 294 Somerset Drive in Welland. Most of what I've written down was already said. So I'm just gonna keep it short and give you a little history. I grew up in Berlin and moved to Southington, and I moved back in 06. And my first contact at Timberland was with Mark Bayram. And he was very friendly and very helpful. And we started kind of a working relationship with my lousy game. So we've been working on that for many years. And, you know, I'm not the greatest student, but anyways, the effect that I see every week that I go there to play golf is amazing. Mark has been tremendous in helping the teams of the town, which are all here tonight to represent Mark. And I think Mark has really done a huge thing for our town to keep this golf course open and functioning and becoming one of the top courses around. I'm not a very good speaker, but I I really like Mark, and I think the town should, you know, renew his contract without, right. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Rich Wales on 168 Ellsworth Boulevard.
Welcome.
There's been a lot of nice things said about Mark all through. I want to go down just a slightly different path and I'll be quick. We have a wonderful school system, with some of the greatest teachers, but it doesn't make money. We have a wonderful police department, fire department, it doesn't make money. Well, Timberland does. And it's because of Mark, and I'm gonna do a quick shout out to Jerry. My father raised me, it's better to deal with the devil you know than the devil you don't.
That's
If you
true.
decide not to go with Mark, you might give yourself a self-inflicted wound and it's gonna hurt. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And then you're next.
Sorry, you got stuck with three of us. Chris
That's okay.
Myers, 35 Chippin Hill Drive.
Welcome.
Before I go, I'm just going to introduce, or I'll allow them to introduce themselves to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Reed Myers, 35 Chippendale Drive.
Reed has a few words to say about Mark.
Coach Mark makes golf fun for me and other kids. He encourages me to get better at golf and to put in the work. By grinding to get better, he always wishes me good luck for tournaments and tests at school. Coach Mark always makes me feel good about myself and has made golf a sport I love. I think Coach Mark should remain the pro at Timberland.
Yeah.
Brendan Myers, 35 Chippendale Drive. First off, I just want to talk about all the wonderful things that Mark does for Timberland and the community. Not only help citizens, but golf and the things around it. He organizes tournaments that highlight Timberland, and he promotes junior golf in Berlin and surrounding towns. I have also been working with him for 6 years, and wow, it's been working. I've been working with him since I was younger, and he has been encouraging and highlighting my achievements. He also tells me things that helped him in the past in his past experiences. He has helped me a lot with my golf, but most importantly, being a better person in life, helping the people around me. Mark is my guy and will always be. I think that Mark should be able to stay the pro at Timberland as long as he wants.
So I think you see, I think the age range is wonderful. We have plenty of folks. Reed started, I think, when he was 3. And I think that the main concern, for myself is there is an opportunity for the council with the manager to waive the bid process. We have talent, right? Talent retention is a big issue right now in all aspects of life. When you put somebody's job out to bid, that doesn't really show that you're valuing their work or valuing their effort. And when there's an opportunity, and I understand the process, but I think there is an opportunity here that we could really highlight somebody that's done a great job. I can't be more proud as a parent of 2 young golfers that really love the game, and a large part of that is because of Mark. And I would love to see him continue here. So, my recommendation with, I think, the support of many folks would be if we could waive that with the town manager, with the approval of the council, I think that would go a long way into supporting Mark and Timberland moving forward. Thank you.
Wait, gentleman here, then you're next.
How's it going? I'm Tom Starfried, 6'6" Hemlock Ridge.
So Mark, he's huge for Timberland. You know, he provides many opportunities for kids, seniors, regular people, anyone. I used to be out there every day. Mark was there every day. And the people are out there because of Mark, you know. I'll be playing with someone, I'll be like, who do you get a lesson from? Everyone says Mark. You can see this room full of people. They're all here because of him. So I think we really need to take into account, this is a maybe 5% of the people he's impacted in his life. Imagine everyone else who couldn't make it tonight but would love to speak on his behalf. So I think you guys should also take into account his position, give him an opportunity again.
Alice Moser, 236 Sheldon Street. After listening tonight, I only have one thing to say. If it isn't broke, why fix it? My second thing to say is, why don't you rewrite the charter so that you can and you won't be in this position again in 3 years?
On that note, easier said than done, but you know, we can work on, well, we have a bunch of questions in for the charter revision on November 8th. Hopefully you vote in favor of those. This wasn't on it. I'm sorry, but maybe next time. We can't, it's too late. We can't make the ballot, but believe me, we're trying to change the charter as we go to make it easier.
Rick Nappy, 197 Edgewood Road.
How you doing?
I am a former member of the commission.
Right.
And just want to reiterate with Chris Myers, that you guys do have an opportunity not to let this out for bid. The charter does give you guys the authority, renegotiate with them. Now, if you have some things that you need to work out with Mark, that's between the town manager, you guys and Mark, you can do this. This RFP does not have to go out. And
Already
we
out.
have people who are 85 years old. We have people that are 7 years old. I'm 59. We have every age group covered this town.
80s to the 80s.
And Mark is an asset, and be careful what you wish for putting this thing out to bid, because if you go ahead and go at someone else, this whole thing backfires when we have the golden child in the seat right now. Let's keep him there.
Are we good? Yes, sir.
John Renko, 32 Cashman Place. I'm up here to speak more for the men's club, but we had heard a lot from the Lady Niners and everything. And I know that the men's club is in full support of Mark Bayram to stay as a pro. I know you're saying we have a process and everything we have to go through. You can put it out for RFP. You don't have to accept anyone else's RFP. Just don't even bother even looking at them. Just stick with Mark and you're gonna be fine.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
My name is Rich Sliz, 67 Sea Green Drive, Berlin. I represent the Senior Men's Club, and I want to do what everybody else said here. You know, Mark's been fantastic for the seniors. He's well liked by every senior that's in the group. We have over 108 members in the senior league, and he gives us our tea times every week, the same time, Mondays and Tuesdays. He's never deviated from that. I'm also part of another group that plays on Tuesdays, a group of 20 guys called the Plus Fours, which we're all +4, by the way. But he also gives us, we have assigned tea times every Tuesday from 9 to 9:30. We call him ahead of time. He gives it to us, and it makes it easy for us to get out and play. And the seniors at Berlin, I'll tell you what, they're a great group of guys. They all love the golf course. The course is in great condition. Mark's been an asset to us. He's helped every one of the seniors with their games going on. And I know a lot of the guys are here today. And we just want to know, to say that we appreciate Mark, and we really feel that Mark should stay. One of the things I want to ask is, if you do put out the bid, okay, are you going to go for the lowest guy, or are you going to go for the quality guy?
Always quality with town.
Always quality. You heard that, right? Always quality.
Always quality.
So with that, I just want to say, we hope that you guys would stay with Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if anyone else wants to speak, but I think we've all heard the message. But I want to just tell you one quick story because I don't know, sometimes I hear, things that get out in town always amaze me. But 6 years ago now, my first term as mayor, Mark called me. I didn't know Mark. I'm not a golfer. I've been to Timberland many times and play golf once in a while, but Mark called me and said, "Hey, Mr. Mayor, you're the new mayor. Can you come out and talk to me?" I said, "Sure." So he told me a story about going back 4 or 5 years. Before then, he had been trying to get an audience with someone else in town that ran the town and the people from the council, and nobody cared about Timberland back then. This is according to Mark now. So we looked at that, what he told me, many things that he told me about Timberland needed to change. From that became some discussions with the former town manager, Jack Healy, who started it. Arosh continued with it. Pay a lot of attention to Timberland now. And from that, we created the Golf Commission. That's why we created the Golf Commission, to have a separate commission that would be there. That's why they would pay attention. Someone would pay attention to the golf course, because according to Mark, it wasn't happening before. Since then, we paid a lot of attention to the golf course. As far as I know, things are much better. You're in the black. Things are going well. I mean, COVID helped us a little bit with that, but it's fine. But it seems to be rolling on in past COVID, which is wonderful. So, we value that asset. All of us on the council here value that asset. That's why we pay the attention to it. Arosh spends a lot of time dealing with the golf course, and we need to. And we need to make sure it runs, the best it can. Make sure it's a good course, which I know it is in the area, right? It's known for a good, great course to play. And again, you're in the black, all the better. And things are going fairly well. We're going to keep improving it, but that's the reason we created the Golf Commission, to help with that, to help the town manager and the council to make sure we pay attention to what goes on out there. So don't think you're not ignored by the council or by the town. So just keep that in mind. Yes, sir. You got to come up. You got to come up. I'm sorry. The rules, remember the rules we talked about? I'm sorry. It's not too embarrassing. Many times I know none of us want to follow. We don't want Kate upset. We don't want that.
El Germano, Langdon Court, Berlin.
Yep.
I've known Mark since he was these young people's ages. I know his father and his family. The integrity of this young man is
I hear you.
beyond reproach.
I agree.
He's building the future of golf with these young people. He's generating a lot of time and effort to it.
Mhm.
And that's the future of Timberland golf. And the bottom line is, it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay. Yes, sir. One last thing.
Scott Roman, 44 Chippensale. First, I want to thank Reed for taking the time to come up here, because he should be home practicing his chipping.
Yeah.
He'll be representing the state at Thrive Chip in Augusta.
Nice.
Very nice.
Right. Very nice.
That's really a tribute to Mark, quite honestly. Being a junior golf dad for 13 years, I've met a lot of pros, a lot of golf courses. Mark is really the perfect example of, he's the absolute best guy to have this job. And, in terms of the RFP, I think, we've spoken that the RFP should be pulled. There's no need for it. Mark is not a plowing contract, right? He's part of the community. So that's it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Are we good? Anyone else? Are we good? We got a long meeting still ahead, but listen, it's great. You all showed up. I'm telling you, from the council, maybe you don't believe it. We're happy when people show up, because when they don't show up, we don't know what the community wants or doesn't want. Okay, so it's great. I wish every meeting was full. maybe not, but no. I'm kidding. There'd be longer meetings. That's the only reason why, but we still have a whole agenda ahead of us. But, you know, we heard you, we heard the input, we value Timberland. That's why I think it's doing better because the town manager I know and the golf commission and the council pay attention to it. I don't believe we did in the past, from what I heard. So we'll things will be fine. What's that? Yes, the Zoom. I'm sorry, I forgot the Zoom. I forgot the Zoom people. Oh my goodness. Okay. Zoom folks. Going once, going twice. Oh, somebody? Hello? No. Okay, going once, going twice, going three times. Okay. Any other issues from the audience of citizens? If not, I'll go ahead and close the audience of citizens. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Appreciate-
Thank you all. for
Appreciate the input. Thank you. Yeah, fine, sure. You could stay till the rest of the meeting if you want. Come on. It's not that boring. Come on.
What a turnout. It was great. Culture of our community.
Okay, well,
They like
Sure
them.
does.
whoa, that's fun.
I think they like them.
Didn't know Roche did that. Didn't know Roche did that. Whatever. It's the process. Okay. We got that message. That's all right. It's okay. Everyone feels better when they talk, right? So it's okay. That's all good.
Sure.
We got,
Dennis.
Dennis.
Thank you.
huh. Okay. Well, that clears it out. All right, so we just have the kinda,
So mayor's update?
maybe they could chat. Yeah, I just was a little noisy, but we can do it. So we have the mayor's update. We can have, I think, so. Kate, Kate, we know, that's why we send you out there. We know what's gonna happen. Maybe the,
Uh-oh.
uh-oh, she's going back. That's not a good sign for the folks in the hallway. Huh? I think the chief, he wants a new officer. That might be the one that's gonna straighten up the town here. I don't know. Kate will take care of it. She will take care of it. Okay, we can, so mayor's update, the one thing for time, we do have Mrs. Chant here, which is, I would like her to just come up and speak for the mayor's update, talking about park benches for the unleashed area. Wasn't on the agenda, but I'll throw it under my update. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I got a very interesting.
Interesting meeting, huh? Yeah,
I
that's
learned
okay.
a lot about democracy tonight.
That's what it's all about.
Reason
Yeah.
I'm here is I live on Beckley Road and have for many years. And we recently lost, through a tragic accident, 2 people that have lived on Beckley Road for, I'm guessing, about 15 years. They're no longer here because they moved to Georgia. Are motorcyclists, or were motorcyclists, and they have seen on their Harleys every state in the United States, with the exception of California, Oregon, and Washington. Unfortunately, in August, they were going, that was their destination, to finish seeing all states. They were in a tragic accident and died. Neighbors would like to, this is all on donations, purchase a bench in their memory And because both Rob and Linda Kilbowitz were dog lovers, and I know that they have gone to the Rocky Hill dog park several times. Now that Berlin has just started the new dog park, I would like the permission to, number one, work with the Park and Rec Commission on choosing a suitable bench with a brass plaque on it in loving memory of Rob and Linda Kilbowitz, and place it at the new off-leash dog park. And I understand I have to have approval by the town.
Yeah, well, we can work on that. I guess, would it be Park and Rec would be the place to? So I think what I'm thinking when I heard about this is if people are doing this, this is great, a memorial for those folks. And if other people want to do it, we probably want to just make sure whatever they donate, if we pick a bench that is standardized, and if this, generates some more interest, which I would imagine down the road it will, but beyond this bench, we would have, I don't know what I don't know what the process is, but what do you?
I mean, I was gonna say, we can talk to Parks and Grounds, because we have some benches, so
Yeah.
get some ideas to what would work, that would also satisfy what you have in mind.
Yeah.
And have to work on it. I think, first of all, thank you very much. Deeply sorry for your loss. We will certainly work with,
Yeah, okay.
find out appropriate location and
Right.
also a style that might the town and
Okay. Good.
with the rest of the.
So how should she start? Who do you want? Should you want her to talk to you first, Roche? Or?
Woody,
Oh, Woody, yeah, Woody.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot you're there, Woody. Come on up.
Want to put Woody on the spot, but he's.
Basically doing is like standard 7-foot mahogany bench throughout town. Buy along Margaret lumber.
Do you have Jen Ochoa's number handy for her or not?
Down the name or
I think Jen may be on,
Oh, is she on there?
yeah.
Oh, Jen. While you're there.
Hello,
There you are.
still here.
So you heard that?
I could not hear Steve at all because he wasn't by a mic.
We'll
Well,
fill you in.
We'll fill you in, but this is the lady, Jen Ochoa. If you contact her at Town Hall.
Yeah, we'll
um,
get you on the Park and Rec Commission agenda for the donation of the bench. We'll work with Steve on the final cost and, we'll talk about the location at the commission meeting.
Right.
okay.
That starts the process, and then I will take it to the town council for approval.
And I take it the council here is,
absolutely, Mrs. Chan, I
think
think
we're
that's
all-
a lovely
we're all pretty good with it? Yes.
thing to do.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
Yes. Great. That's really nice. Yeah, that's nice. What a
And good for
horrible
park
story.
accessibility as well, I think.
Hmm?
I said good for park accessibility as well. so
Yeah.
people Can sit and enjoy.
Yeah.
Not
I
tired.
just hope that we can raise the donations. enough to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you
I
will.
think we will.
Hey, Woody, just out of curiosity, like,
do they
what's the
run?
ballpark figure? Just, I know, I'm not, you don't have to, it's not gonna be exact, but I know what, oh, okay.
How,
Oh,
total cost for the bench?
Okay, so people
Woody,
not here
Woody,
at home.
Woody, you gotta come on.
not on mic.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Bad at that. Okay, after all these years, I'm still bad at that, but what,
I think the lumber's like $360 from Harvard Lumber.
okay,
And the plaque, I think the last one I got was like $100 and something, vital signs. So all said and done, it was like 370, $400, $500. It wasn't bad as all. We put it together in the shop, deliver it on site, and it just stays there.
oh, nice.
Wherever we choose to put it.
Okay.
There you go. Not too bad, not crazy expensive, yeah. Yeah.
We've noticed that the pine doesn't last as long, so since we've gone to mahogany, then it fades, it turns like a nice gray color.
Oh, yeah.
Once we have paper goods, we also have where the tree money.
Oh, okay, so
There and see it.
take a look at it maybe, yeah, paper goods or the monument, yeah, okay. All right, good, great.
Start going through other companies and catalogs, it just becomes too expensive.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, that'll end the mayor's update. I could talk some more if you want. All right, so we're gonna go to the consent agenda now. We have 4 items that are listed here. I know we have reviewed them. And if there's any comments, if not, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed? All right, so moved. Okay, on to new business.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks.
So the first item on the agenda is the request for 2 additional police officers. As you recall, we were 42, and the council and the Board of Finance agreed, and there were openings to come back to the council and the Board of Finance to fund it that time. And the chief has put a request together. So at this point, we are asking for the 2 positions, but you don't have to fund it in the next year's budget, only because we have openings that will pay for the positions. And Chief is here if you want to ask him any questions, or if you would like to say anything.
Want to say anything, Chief? Come on, you're welcome to come up. Ah,
Don't have to.
So. We were here weeks ago, we talked about this.
yeah.
Yeah, so it stands right now, Roche is right, right away.
Hmm.
We just got,
Bless you.
Sure.
we put in for the, next academy, for a seat in the next academy, and, that would be at the end of December. We're talking about the end of December. It's kind of up in the air still.
But we have a spot in that one for 1 person.
Yeah, we should be good right now.
December 2022, chief.
It was supposed to be January, they just moved it up. But that could change because word on the street is COVID is back.
Oh, great. Oh, okay.
It might get pushed off to the January date that originally was set for us.
I thought the president just said the other night, the pandemic's over. I thought he said that. whatever.
Unless you have questions.
No, that's good. So, yeah, that's fine. That's going along with our plan, and yeah, all right, yeah, we'll go ahead and get that rolling, and we'll go ahead and take a motion on that now. Thanks, Chief.
Move to approve the addition of 2 full-time police officer positions with funding available in the current police budget, bringing the total head count to 44 sworn officers pending the approval of the Board of Finance.
Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's so moved.
Right, thank you.
Thanks.
Agenda item number 2 is town meeting to appropriate 1.1 million fiscal 23 general fund unassigned fund balance to fund capital items. 3 items in here. And I'll have Kevin give you a quick recap of that. With you, Kevin.
Good evening. Over the past few months, I know the council and the Board of Finance have both talked about a few of the projects. And one of the questions that has consistently come up is how will we actually fund these? There's different options. Tonight, this motion is asking you to call a town meeting before your next council meeting to appropriate 3 items. They are the final 4th of a 4 vehicle replacement strategy from the fire department. These are replacing fire vehicles that were originally purchased in the wake of September 11th back in 2001. To fund the upgrades that Jen Ochoa and Steve Wood talked about at your last meeting for Percival Soccer Field. And finally, to move forward, getting the detailed specs for the police station to be able to move that project forward as well. So the motion is to do a non-budgeted appropriation, to call a town meeting for each of these 3 items. They were reviewed with the Board of Finance at their meeting last week, and these are the items that the board was comfortable moving forward and asking you to move forward to a town meeting.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Do we have any questions for Kevin? If not, we'll go ahead and take a motion on this. I guess there's 2 motions. First motion.
Move to call a town meeting at 6:45 PM on October 4th, 2022 to approve a non-budgeted appropriation of $550,000 from fiscal year 23 general fund unassigned balance to the fire truck account in the fire truck fund for the purchase of a new fire vehicle.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed? All right, motion carries. Number 2.
Move to call a town meeting at 6:45 PM on October 4th, 2022 to approve non-budgeted appropriation of $250,000 from the fiscal year 23 general fund unassigned fund balance to the Percival Soccer Field Improvement Account and a capital non-reoccurring fund for field renovations.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Donna. Any other comments or questions on this? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Oh, there's 3. Huh? I'd always look at that back page. More, Charlie, sorry.
Won't cooperate. Move to call a town meeting at 6:45 PM on October 4th, 2022 to approve a non-budgeted appropriation of $300,000 from the fiscal year general fund unassigned fund balance to the building and renovations account in the police station construction fund for the development of detailed architectural plans of the police station renovations.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Any other comments or questions on this? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Agenda item number 3 is opening purchase orders for new library computers, and I have library director in Zoom. What do you?
Hi. Hi. Yes, this agenda item is requesting the approval of purchasing 17 new public computers for the adult area and the children's area. Most of the computers that we have are between 6 and 10 years old. And because our computer use has gone up 20% in the last year, now is a good time to do it. And we're able to take advantage of the state contract amount. So I'm requesting the approval of purchasing 17 new computers for an amount not to exceed $20,553.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions on this one? Hearing none, we'll go on and take a motion. Take a motion.
Move to approve purchasing 17 new computers from Winslow Technology Group of Waltham, Mass. For amount not to exceed $20,553 using the state contract.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thanks. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then item number 4, board bid number 2023-05 for counseling suite renovations at the Catherine McGee School. Taking this one. Doug, are you there, or is it a teamwork tag team?
Tag team.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? This is a project through the Board of Ed. Mr. Coconut can speak further on it, but it did go out to bid. Design specs, we're ready for a bid award. Contractor we worked with in the past, so we feel confident to move forward. Funded through the ESSER grant, ARPA funding, spoke with Corporation Counsel on making sure that financials be covered, reimbursement, and we appear to be okay. We've met all the criteria, so.
Okay.
Folks,
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
Just to say, this is it's funded by some grant funds. As was said, you might have read about these funds, a number of different grants came in under this grant program. Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Fund, known as ESSER, which everybody speaks about. We received over the last couple of years, a few hundreds of thousands of dollars. A number of things that there are eligible things we can spend it on from the federal government, things that aren't. One of the things we can is to beef up what we have in our schools to help the children get by with some of the stress of COVID and the other things we read about all the time. This is a new suite. It was designed very, very well. There was a lot of information put into it, a lot of thought put into it by our special education program. It's going to be nice to have. You know, we now do modern suites for the kids to be able to come in and sit with their parents, with teachers, with the IPs, to be able to make sure that they're getting the kind of components that they need in the facility. So this is one of our suites. We're very, very pleased with this. I do want to say, came in, there was a lot of bidders here. Came in, we got a good price. It's a good thing to we're not spending all the grant money on it, obviously. I do want to say, very frankly, I want to compliment the facilities department from the town. We've been doing a number of things, Board of Ed, obviously using the town's facility department to take what our plans are and our designs are and to get it out to bid, to go through construction and to manage facilities. Doug and this group do a great job. Board of Ed are really, really happy. We hope you have the support of the town council to move this project.
All right, thanks.
Quick question.
Question,
Was this
yes.
the area that we took a tour of last year, I think, at McGee? In that back, it's up against the hill?
That's the YMCA daycare suite.
Oh, okay, so so this is a different area
It's across the hall.
across the hall. Okay, thank you.
I don't, is that, yeah, which room is this? Where was this?
This was when we went on that tour
Yeah.
last year, so it would be across the hall from where the Y has that
Oh,
space in the back there.
Second floor, right?
Second floor?
Yes,
Second floor. Yeah. Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, thanks, yeah. Any other questions? Okay, thanks. Any other questions? Go ahead and take a motion.
Move to award bid number 2023-05 to MA&M doing business as the Resco Construction of Middletown, Connecticut for an amount not to exceed $113,760 for the counseling suite renovations at Catherine M. McGee School.
Thank you. Second on that.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Donna. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll take a vote on this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
And item number 5, it's the option agreement for the development of the Knights of Columbus on 43 Purcell Avenue for affordable senior housing. The motion here is to ask for an extension from September 30th to December 31st. But Petrosky is here online. He has some probably good news to share with us, and we will be coming back to you with some agenda items in a couple of weeks. But why don't you share the good news, Joe, with all the financing and everything?
So we've basically received the $34 million in funding. It is currently sitting in an escrow fund awaiting further action on both the Housing Authority and the town's part with respect to title transfer. We are going to be issuing a bond from the Housing Authority. That bond will be a private placement bond, which will be used to secure the $34 million. Because currently we don't own title to the property, so we can't secure it in any other way other than through a bond. So that's the agreement we worked out with lender. So basically, moving forward, at their next meeting, we are gonna ask for authorization to proceed forward with the transfer of title on the property. Transfer of title is gonna take some time. We've had several meetings with both Holman and Comley, the Housing Authorities Council, and Jeff D'Onofrio, the town's legal counsel, looking at a path forward on title transfer. We have a ground lease execution, so there's some complexities here in this process. So we're going to be in front of you again on October 4th to look to get that process started. Today's meeting is basically to extend the option agreement through the end of the year in order to allow us to then move forward with the title transfer and hopefully get all that wrapped up by the end of the year, and then move on to getting the site special permit, getting the design work finished, getting the special permit in place, starting the brownfield process to demolish the building, and then getting our contractors on board and hopefully breaking ground on the actual construction project in May of 2023.
Well, that's good news.
Get the champagne out.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
great, Joe. Appreciate
Yep.
that. It's a great update, probably the best update we've had in a very long time, right?
Yes, it's been
Good news.
months in the making, but
Yeah. that's
like I said,
great.
there's still a lot of work ahead of us, but
Understood.
at this point in time, it looks positive.
Well, that's good. Excellent. All right, do we have any questions for Joe? Been dealing with this for quite a while.
Yes,
Leave it at that, quite a while.
quite a while.
Yes, quite a while, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But it's a while, but we're glad we're here.
Yes.
And,
So yeah, so basically tonight, all I need is a motion just to extend the option or to authorize the town manager to sign off on a letter of intent extension until the end of this year, so December 31st of 2022. And on the 4th, your next council meeting, I'll be in to request authorization to proceed with title transfer.
Okay, great. There's no questions for Joe. We'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to authorize the town manager to extend the option agreement between the town and the Berlin Housing Authority from an end date of September 30th, 2022 to a new end date of December 31st, 2022.
Take a second on that.
Second that.
Thank you. Okay, so if there's no other questions, hearing none, we'll go ahead and vote on this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Great. Thank you, Joe.
Great, thanks, Joe.
Thank you. And Roche and Mr. Mayor, I will be forwarding information, both the legal counsel and myself will be forwarding information to you for your council agenda for October 4th by Friday of this week. So you should have some mail in your mailboxes.
Great, thanks,
Thank you very much.
thanks.
Right. The next two agenda items have to do with much needed IT upgrades that we have been working on under the leadership of Brian. So the first one is the police server storage and switch support renewal. We have Brian come and give you a update on
Hey, Brian.
what we are doing. We've been talking about these for a while now.
Yeah.
But the pricing to move forward. So, to you, Brian.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Brian.
Always seems like I come to a busy meeting.
Oh, so you're the one that seems to
Yeah.
draw the crowd. Yeah, okay.
My second or
Just
third.
never update the IT ever again.
Might have to do that.
Try to get everything in one meeting. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. The police department support contract for service switches and storage needs to be renewed. This equipment hosts everything on the police network, such as computer-aided dispatch, mobile data terminals, records management, and email servers, to name a few. And we've worked with Dell and our Dell partner, Winslow Technologies, to get the best pricing through a state contract, and it's for 3 years. And this also includes mission critical support with 4-hour response for our most critical equipment. And that's for a total of $38,944.42.
Okay. Any questions for Brian? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to approve the purchase of police server storage and switch support renewal from Winslow Technology Group of Waltham, Massachusetts, using state contract with a cost not to exceed $40,000.
Second on that.
I'll second that.
If there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and vote on this. There are no questions. All those in favor of this motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 7 is a town IT infrastructure upgrade. This is the server replacement project we've been working on, so we're ready to move forward. Fine.
So when I started here in 2020, it was pretty obvious that we need to upgrade our servers, but I wanted to let some time pass and get to know the system and the way we work up here a little bit better. So the last probably since last summer, I'd say we've been working on an upgrade for this and what we want to do with it. So our current servers were purchased in 2013. And generally, lifespan of server equipment is 5 to 7 years. We'll be going on pretty much a decade by the time the new equipment would come into play. And they allow, all this equipment allows for the, basically everything in the town systems, from finance, payroll, assessors, tax collection to basic internet and logging on to your PC or laptop on the town domain to happen. I've worked with Dell, and once again, our Dell partner, who is guaranteed by Dell to give the best pricing because they have the preferred partner. And it's under state contract to develop a solution that would carry us through at least the next 6 years. This system provides servers, storage, switching with 5 years of support included. That's including hardware coverage, and includes 3 years of support for VMware. Additionally included in this project is the required Microsoft licensing Windows Server 2022.
Okay. I mean, we can't get another 10 years out of it? Just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, try, maybe not.
Just
be
I,
here.
I don't think it'll be good. Yeah, it won't be good. Okay, great. We appreciate that. Working on the project, updating our IT, as we know, very important today for towns and everybody else. So, questions for Brian? If not, we have three motions on this one. So go ahead, Charlie.
Move to approve the purchase of IT infrastructure equipment, VMware licensing and professional services from Winslow Technology Group of Waltham, Massachusetts, using the state contract for $127,840.
Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. If there's no other questions on this, we'll go ahead and vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Good two. Combine them?
Okay.
Okay.
Move to purchase the required Microsoft licensing from the BlackRock Technology Group of Bridgeport, Connecticut for $25,150. And move to allocate $12,000 for contingency for this project.
All right. Thank you. That's, yeah, so we'll make that one motion. Any questions? If not, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Agenda item number 8, I would like to table this one.
Okay.
This is, we're planning to apply for a grant, another brownfield grant.
Yeah.
The bids came in for the engineered control, and like anything else, they're all coming higher.
Up, yeah.
And we have a call scheduled with DCD tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Jim Mahoney, to try and get additional funding. There are some features that we need to line up before that. So rather than come to you with 2 motions, we'll probably come at the next meeting with the funding and probably a town match that we need to write the numbers, okay? And with Newport as well. So let's table that and we'll move on to
Number 9.
agenda item number 9. Is the contract award for treated salt purchase fiscal year. Believe it or not, we're planning for winter.
Yeah.
And Mike,
coming already.
what's your?
Okay, good evening, guys. This is straightforward. This is our annual request for approval of to use the CROG bid, which is a competitive bid for treated road salt. It's bid number 735. Morton Salt, who we used last season, won this again. And the cost is quite a bit more than it was last year. It's $94.47 a ton. Last year was $68 and change.
Oh.
So it's actually gone up like $25.50 a ton, which is like a 37% increase. So I just wanted to let you know in case I have to come back if we have a rough winter to dip into contingency. So I'm looking for approval to use Morton Salt under the CROG bid this season.
Thank you for that. Good news. Price increase.
Surprise.
What else is new? Everything's up. Okay. If there's no questions, we'll go and take a motion on this.
Move to authorize the use of Morton salt for treated road salt utilizing the Capital Region Council of Governments contract number 735 for snow and ice control through June 30th of 2023.
Thank you. Second on that.
I'll second that.
Thank you. No, there's no other questions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Great, thank you,
Thank-
Mike.
Thanks.
Thank
thanks,
you.
Mike.
Agenda item number 10, purchase of 2022 Ford Utility Police Interceptor vehicles for the police department utilizing the State of Connecticut Department of Administrative Services contract. The Fleet manager there, you want to say something?
Who wants to? Huh? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, all right. It's in our budget.
The yearly purchase of 3 marked fleet patrol vehicles for the police department. Probably won't see them until next year sometime.
Amazing.
Pricing is for 2022 and not a 2023, so that's why there's still only 34,000.
Gotcha. That way, as we know, they won't be, there'll be more, of course. Yeah.
It'll be electric.
Oh,
Ugh.
there we go. Where are we plugging them in?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In the new generator.
Yeah. Might need several generators to be able to plug them in. Yeah, the way it's going. Okay, well, they'll be quiet at least. Maybe they could sneak up on the bad guys. Right, so, all right. Yes, any questions? If not, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to approve the purchase of 3 2022 Ford Utility Police Interceptors for the police department, usually utilizing the state contract Department of Administrative Services contract 12PSX0194 for an amount not to exceed $115,087.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. No further questions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved. Thank you, Jim.
Right, thank you. Item number 12 is to waive the bidding process for ABI Force Zero Turn Vehicle Model E23 SLT.
What happened to 11? 11?
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped 11.
I know you're in a hurry. I know we want to get out. Get it. We do too.
Got tucked away in the other.
That's
Sorry.
all
So we'll start with 11 then. Get the bidding process for Atlantic Turf of fiscal year 2023. We have both, so go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the same fertilizer company that we've been using for like the last several years. Had great service provided by them. And with the early buy ahead program of up to 7%, taking delivery prior to November 1st. It saves us right around $1,400 a year doing it that way, which is enough to oversee 2 full-size soccer fields. Right now, a bag of grass seed is going for a little over $200.
Yeah.
Or a couple of years ago, it was only 70.
Yeah.
If we can save $1,400 in the long run, it's a win for us.
Phew. Amazing.
Imagine that.
Fields have really turned around with the product we've been using.
Yeah, great.
Seem happy with it.
They look good. Yeah, everything looks good. We appreciate all your work on them, Woody and your crew.
Mostly the crew.
Well, somebody's got to tell them some things once in a while, I'm sure. You do a great job. You guys all do a great job. Okay, so we'll go ahead. If there's no questions for Woody, we'll go ahead and take a motion on this, number 11.
Move to waive the town bidding procedure and approve issuing a purchase order in the amount not to exceed $20,000 in the fiscal year 2022-2023 for Atlantic Golf and Turf for seed and fertilizer, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Thank you. Second on that?
I will second that.
All right. No other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
And,
Now we're on 12.
straight to the 12, the 010.
There we go. Number 12 is for a new infield groomer to groom the 13 infields throughout town. Years ago, we used to use what was called the Sand Pro, like they use at golf courses, and throughout the years, all field professionals have gotten together and they've actually designed their own machine that is actually more. It takes care of the ball field better. So if it's got low spots, it'll level the low spots. A lot of the silt we're getting in now from the Connecticut River has a lot of weed seed in it. So we're getting a lot more weeds in our playing fields, and especially them being on school grounds, we can't use any types of pesticides. So instead of us going out there with blowtorches and blowing the weeds, trying to kill them that way, it has a center bar that'll go in and it cultivates, cuts off the weed seed. It also comes with an edger, so when we're trying to do baselines, it goes along the baselines, and it'll replace one that currently is 21 years old. And this one, the one that it's replacing will be repurposed and brought to stage one for the girls softball field.
Oh, nice. Great.
Oh, and I made a mistake in my agenda item. It's
Uh-oh.
count 208, not 218.
208. So it's in the summary.
In the summary, right?
We're going to reflect it within the minute.
Okay. Okay, but doesn't change the motion any. Motion didn't change. Okay, that's great. So if there's no further questions, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to waive the town of Berlin's bidding procedure and approve the purchase of an ABI 40 turn vehicle model Z23 SLT with attachments for the sum not to exceed $35,000 fiscal year 2022-2023 from ABI Attachments, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Thank you. Second on that.
I'll second that.
Thank you. No further questions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks, Woody.
Thank you.
too.
Woody, thank you.
Okay, on to, we have some appointments now. We have the town historian. We have one app for that, right? So we can go ahead and open the nomination for that.
I would like to nominate Sarah Landry.
Okay, thank you.
If I butchered the name.
If I see no other, so if there's no other nominations, we'll go ahead and close the nominations and all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. So we got three for three here, I guess. Right?
The one that.
Is that right? Yeah. All right, so we have to, in the order here, right? Should fill that the shorter term one first?
Yeah.
All right, so we take a nomination for that. Would be, yeah,
I would like to nominate June Daly, for Planning and Zoning Commission.
all right, thank you. And no other nominations for that. We'll close nominations. I don't know if there's any questions. If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And so moved. Number 2 would be for that. I guess that's the second one. Okay. Nominations.
I'd like to nominate Andrew Lou Millard for Planning and Zoning.
All right, thank you. Any other nominations for that spot? Hearing none, close the nominations. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved. And number 3 would be for an alternate spot. Take nominations for that.
For the alternate, I would like to nominate Nikki Zambitsky.
Thank you. No other nominations for that spot. We'll go ahead and close the nominations and all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so moved. That's that. And while we're on just that commission in particular, isn't there perhaps one more? Right, that's pending, not to tonight, but remember there's another one pending. Remember the letter we sent to?
I don't think so.
I thought there were
Yeah.
just 3
So
spots.
one of them was when Sandy left.
Yes,
Quincy, and then one of them was when
John O'Brien.
John O'Brien, so that was the second regular, that was the second one.
Yeah.
And then we had the alternate open. So you think there's another one?
Scott. We sent a letter to him. Remember, asking him to, because he agreed to it. Remember Hamill?
Scott Hamill.
He knew he just couldn't make it anymore. I think he's a regular member, right?
Yeah, he's a regular.
Right, is he a regular member? Yeah, you were just on. Yeah, remember we had sent a letter. I mean, we had spoken, I think Joan had spoken to him and he said, I can't make the meetings. You checked, you sent something out because we talked about it. Confirming what he said he said, yeah, I'll step down. Check on that, if you would. I don't know what position. I think he's a regular position, but I'm not sure. yeah, he, by his own, he said, fine. He said, I can't make it his business. He's very busy, which is a good thing for him,
Mhm.
right? So it's all good, but yeah, that should be somewhere. I think I think you and I spoke, he never answered the letter maybe back,
Well,
right? I think we asked,
historically, what
what,
happens is
yeah,
that when they can't make it or
Yeah.
people move out of town.
Yeah.
By charter, or
Yeah.
not by charter, excuse me, by state statute, they're supposed to resign to the town clerk.
okay,
So if Scott said something to Joan,
Yeah.
to be as chair, then usually I try to get the chairs to have them at least send me an email or something.
yeah,
The reason why I pursued it with, Mr. O'Brien was
Yep.
because we really weren't getting anything.
yeah.
But I can definitely look into this.
Yeah, look into it. I mean, we just have to get him. I think he was gonna voluntarily step down because he can't, I don't think you were there recently, but he couldn't make meetings.
No.
Because he's working. He just can't do it. And he didn't know that when he signed up for it. So.
The intentions were there, but.
Yeah. He's upset he's not making it, but he said that's, he understands. He's taking up a spot, so.
All right, we'll take care of it.
Oh, we can figure it out. No rush right there. I don't, we just filled 3. That's great, which is, good. Okay, so that is that. And now on to Mr. Town Manager's report.
Okay, Mr. Mayor. Few updates for you. In your packet, you should probably have, the letter that we got from the GFOA, the Government Finance
Yeah, oh, yes.
Association.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal. I know we don't, putting something in the Berlin Citizen. We have been doing it. It's certificate of achievement for financial
Mhm.
excellence, in financial reporting. And this is something that, more than the standard where we go above and beyond. And I won't read the whole document, but it's evidence the spirit of transparency and full disclosure, and then to recognize individual governments that succeed in achieving that goal. We've received this for 36 consecutive years. Not every town has done.
That's great.
I want to congratulate Kevin Delaney and his team.
Yes.
A lot of effort to get this done. They run a tight operation there in terms of disclosure, reporting, transparency. And that's what's important especially in government, right? I mean, people should be able to look at the financial statements and see everything that's in there. So just to acknowledge that, and then also will be something in the Berlin Citizen.
Oh, good.
Same.
Good. I was gonna say, we should help people. Yeah.
That's one.
Great.
And then you should have one of these lovely cards in your packet as well. This is animal control, and I met with Chief McNally, and this was actually his idea. We were, when people walking around the Still Creek or Bicentennial Park, we thought we'll first do an educational process rather than, initially going and giving citations. So something like this, it's a very friendly reminder that there is, leash ordinance in town, and keep your,
Good.
have that in your material.
I don't see it, but that's right. I see there.
We shared.
We shared it.
We
Yeah,
shared.
we actually shared.
I'll give you one.
Oh, okay. Sure. That's okay.
Just trying to work with that, and they're trying to make their rounds. Quite cute actually.
I was gonna say, it does look very friendly.
Yeah. Not a harsh statement here on this at all. It's very nice. Kinder, gentler, Berlin. Yes, that's good. That's a good thing.
I'm gonna steal something for the dog bite.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good to make people
You should
understand.
know this, like, I
Yeah.
walk around there
Sure.
quite a few times, and then, most people, I never see someone without a leash. Pretty good, people are.
It seems to be right, working out okay so far.
I mentioned this to the mayor, some of us tend to get only the complaints all the time about anything that we do. I took a walk down there, and there was this young couple, born baby, they had this big dog in there. And I introduced myself, and I said, want to find out for the leash radio, what do you think? And moment I said, I'm from the time, thank you so much for doing this. This is wonderful. Used to go to this place in Cromwell. It was not really great, and live 2 blocks down in Berlin. And this is really great that you did this for us. And thank you, town of Berlin. So
Nice.
it was a bad day for me. I ended up with a good note when I hear people say things like that.
Yeah.
So that was just FYI. So we'll continue to do that. It's more of an educational process. And try to do both places, Bicentennial and the Crystal Creek.
Good.
Uh,
That's great.
All right, and so I've spoken to Attorney D'Onofrio about this. Just to keep you in the loop, I'm working on this. This is Beckley Farms, the neighbors there. They're getting ready for the fifth phase, so they are in the Mattabasset rifle range.
Oh,
And it's just loud, and I
Yeah.
one day went there on a Thursday afternoon, parked the car and walked around and spoke to some of the neighbors. It is loud. It's very unpleasant.
what time of day?
That's like 5 PM.
Okay.
So what I have recommended to them is for their homeowners association to reach out to Mattabasset as a private, as their neighbor and say, hey, listen, it's just loud. Is there something you can do about it? I don't want to be the heavy to go in first, meaning the town.
Yeah.
And then the second one I'm also asking is for them to do the HOA, if they can do anything, because they remove a lot of the trees for the fifth.
I was gonna say, didn't they
Yeah.
remove a bunch of trees lately, soon, a little while ago?
And then when these units go up, it's going to be, they're going to feel it even louder,
Yeah.
right? So see if they can do something with some sound panels or something. Because when we,
Now, these units, what's back there? It's a multi-unit building, or what's in the back there? Just
like
single?
family homes.
Single families, the homes,
Really
like
nice.
what's there? Yeah, okay, so I know the barriers would be high enough to
Right.
help with the sound.
So
Yeah.
this full disclosure, the developer was asked to disclose this,
Yes,
their covenants, and all the neighbors acknowledge, yeah, we knew about it, but we didn't realize it's going to be this loud. So I think we
you
can.
buy next to an airport, you got planes landing, you buy next to a existing firing range from
gotta work with
how
the
many
neighbors.
years? Yeah.
And I'll take the lead to reach out to Mattabasset and a few people that we might know.
Yeah.
The chief also went out there and
Yeah.
parked the car and he thought it was
Loud.
loud.
Well, yeah, of course, we
And,
know it's loud.
If I may come
Yeah,
with one
yeah.
more thing, Joe Ferraro, like 4 years ago, measured the noise level
Oh, okay.
and recorded it. So he's gonna team up with the PD and go back again and see if there's changed drastically.
Okay.
And he did say he made a slight adjustment as a result of that in the assessment. Right.
Okay. I mean, at 5 o'clock, it's not the PD shooting at 5
No,
PM, right? Or is it? No.
So that's the other issue that they have asked if they could restrict the hours because it, especially in the summer, they go on till 8:39. There's light, right? So people are out there.
Mm.
Then one gentleman did say there's every once in a while, someone who comes with an automatic weapon and go rapid fire. So
Yeah.
it is loud. So I'm sorry.
I just want to say a lot can be done with vegetation. My living room's within 20 feet of a state highway.
Yeah.
And I put a row of shrubs in and it cut the noise
Right.
by 80%.
So part of it is they took the trees out.
Yeah.
Then the place where they have is at an angle and I think it's difficult to plant anything. So I'm just letting you know if somebody reaches out, we're working on it. Dennis, the gentleman here that you spoke with, he came to thank.
Dennis?
Yeah, he was very appreciative of the efforts, that we are making. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where they live, just because it's next to a rifle. So
It's a
I'll
tough
see
issue,
if
yeah.
they're willing to have some hours, and then also the HOA to take some steps, like you said, vegetation or sound panels or something they could do.
I think barriers would be good, right? I think that other one we had issues with, the one on Chamberlain Highway years ago when we put the development, I think they put a bigger berm there, and that helped too, I think. I mean, there's a lot of case law and things on firing ranges that are existing and, we don't want to have to go down to that level, but yeah, Peter, what do you
They're gonna expand that,
Yeah.
The firing, the range there?
the condos. They're
Condos,
going to townhouses and.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
almost doubling the density in that last,
In that last phase? Plus,
it'll be loud for
Such
the
a
people
churl.
living there.
that's what I thought. There was more multi.
Townhouse and up and ranch.
So all of you do realize, maybe Jack, you don't, that's town-owned land. The Mattabasset rifle range. We have a lease with them, with the private club.
Okay.
For 30 years, until 2041.
Okay.
And 2011. So it's our land, but they have the club there. So, and then Chief was telling, it's not like anyone's there. Everybody has a card. They swipe, go, shoot when they want, go back.
Yeah,
So
it's a difficult issue when, developments start
I know,
encroaching towards something like that. I mean, it happens everywhere. Unfortunately, but yeah, I would think you gotta start with the barriers.
yeah,
Definitely the barriers,
then
and maybe the club can
conversation.
help out a little bit.
right?
Yeah,
Some great news today. The letter from the governor and then follow up by Deep. Remember, we applied for a steep grant,
yes,
$100,000.
yeah, that's
Got
great.
Got it. I
That's
know you
great.
did.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, cost of,
What-
this is where we were.
Oh, we're doing that with the Steel Boulevard right down.
Yes,
The
yes.
park thing in the
Yeah.
back and all that.
Yeah, right.
All letters
Yep.
of support from everyone.
Nice.
So the maximum, we just quickly looked at the list, anybody got was 500,000, so we got half.
Oh, okay.
$1,000, yep.
We'll take it.
Yes, we
Take
will.
it.
So
That's
it's
great.
good news. It's nice.
That is good. Yeah, that's nice.
It's good that this project here.
Yeah, yeah, they have been. They have been.
Um,
That's good. Well, they built it, you know what, they built for this, state's the state, but they built a very nice train station. They really did a nice job over there,
the commissioner was there Friday. Steve.
Yeah, how did
President.
that go? We were at the fair, but
They had a press conference and they talked about
that was
railway safety.
safety, yeah.
And they liked the backdrop of the nice.
Yeah.
That we have, so
Yeah.
get some press coverage and.
Yeah.
Always nice when the governor or the commissioner comes here and.
Yeah, it's good.
It's our facility, just like they use the Berlin High School, which is great, I think,
Yeah, it's good.
to
It's all good.
show off what we have.
Yeah.
Just a couple of events, some of you know, signed up for this, the first responders breakfast this Saturday.
Yes, I'm glad you said that.
1 to 9 at the Kensington Fire Department, if you can, make it. And we also have the senior center open house the same day from 9 to 10.
Busy weekend.
Yeah.
Busy.
And then I would be soon scheduling a ordinance committee meeting to clean up some language in the leash ordinance, because when we posted this, we had Bicentennial Park as a leash-free area for some time until council decided another one. There's no language about Pistol Creek.
Oh, okay.
So
Forgot that part.
Paula
Okay.
suggested that we
They
should.
found that. Okay, good.
In the language, we will have to have a. Yeah, because anytime you change the ordinance, you have to inform the public and.
Right.
So it's not it's a formality thing, but I think we still ought to do it.
Yeah, I
That chapter,
agree.
all right? That's all I have for now.
Great.
Can talk more during time together.
Yeah, we have more time together. We always have a lot of time together on our council meetings. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What time is that?
It's a joint meeting of
5:30,
the
okay.
Board of
Yeah.
Finance, Council, and Board of Ed.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 5:30 PM.
Where are we at? Downstairs?
Board of Ed.
Yes.
Whatever, right?
Downstairs, okay.
And this is FYI, follow up from the previous meeting. We had scheduled the ad hoc committee of to review the pension.
Yes,
With the Halloran Sage, the law firm, and Hook and Holcomb, the actuaries, and invited the police commissioner, chief. I don't think he is in town, but
no,
you and chair of the Board of Finance,
oh, yeah, okay.
the police commissioner,
That's Thursday, right? Thursday,
and Jerry Paradis as well. Yeah.
okay.
The purpose is for the group to ask questions and understand about the pension and the parameters and the variables and the risk, all of that. So it's just a free flow, an opportunity to know. I really want people to understand what you're committing to when you're getting a pension.
Yes, we need to.
Then we'll decide what you want to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the next step, because we changed the, right, our labor council and we do, I think in all our discussions over the last year or so, this year, yeah, we moved to the point that we're gonna do a pension. And assuming we all vote for it, I think we will. I think the Board of Finance is on board as far as I know. So we just need the numbers have to match up. There's some difference in the numbers between apparently, I think the town actuary and there were some other union numbers at some point, I think. So we gotta, we'll get there. Right, there was a little bit of a break there with the summer and getting the new attorney on board, so that's moving forward for the PD. And tonight, obviously, we voted to have the public hearing on moving the police station renovations forward. That's gonna take a while, but the architect will get those plans out, right? So that's moving forward too. So made some commitments to that, and that's moving forward too. And the ordinance committee, yeah, we can plan that, right? And I'm glad you mentioned the responders breakfast. I hope we have a good turnout. The Rotary Club puts that on, and it's the third or fourth year, maybe, something like that.
Yes, the
Fire departments,
fourth year, 1 year we did it drive-through.
Oh, because of the COVID, yeah, COVID, right, yeah, they picked up, yeah, so the guys on duty, police department, or, the fire department, they, Rotary Club does a great job with that, so we hope you show support for them, and they're trying to show support for our first responders and EMS, so that's good. Other council communications, what do you guys got? Anything?
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead, Charlie. Go ahead.
I've got two quick things. I want to thank Chris Edge and Newport. They attended a regional environmental conference in Stanford. A member of my company was there. They said they did a great job representing Berlin and explaining what a successful project is.
Right.
Thank them. And I want to thank the Lions Club and everybody else in the community that worked on the fair. It's an unbelievable community effort. And those guys work all year to make that happen. And it's really incredible what they accomplished. And thanks everybody.
Thanks, Charlie. Donna?
I just want to also comment about the Berlin Fair. It was a tremendous weekend, and the Lions did a fabulous job. A lot of new things. And I wanted to comment to our chief there, the young men that you had patrolling the area on a volunteer basis, both from, locally and from Danbury. They were amazing. And the fact that you had a tent, a pop-up that was on premises as opposed to just the big camper that's there. It was very nice. I felt very safe. It was great. Thank you very much. They did a great job. Appreciate it.
And traffic control and crowd control seemed fairly seamless throughout. And I know that's really difficult for, the police department to organize that. And thanks for all you did.
Yeah, we had a good partnership with the town and of course the police department and the Lions to get that new drop-off area done. The town came in on the off the road there on town property before the fence and cleaned all that out. Got the millings down there, so I think it was much safer, chief, with how that worked. From what I understood, it worked well. Yep. So that was great, and it was a good collaboration between the Lions and the town, and they're gonna make it look nice with the fence. They might put just trees there, or they're thinking perhaps a better looking fence too. So that's on them. The town did its part. I think they're pretty happy. I think we just maybe will extend the millings down to where the wood chips were, at the entrance to the north, the first entrance there at the north parking lot. The town, I think Mike Ahern said he'd finish that up after when he gets some time. But other than that, that was a great project and it turned out well. I think that helped the traffic flow there, which was great. No one else? We'll go to our acceptance of minutes, September 6th. Just take a motion on that, Charlie. Thank you. Second on that?
I will second that.
Thank you. If there's no corrections or anything, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved.
Mark, I'll abstain.
Huh? I'm sorry. Yes, abstention. Yes, thank you, Sandy. Yes. It's like you've always been here, Sandy. I forget already. Second meeting, I forget already. Okay, so we're good. So we'll take a motion to go into our executive session.
Pending litigation. Barrel, statute section 1-206 strategy and negotiations with respect to pending claims or pending litigation. Reference to Rio Vista, personnel matters. Connecticut General Statute section 1-200 6A, concerning employment, and performance evaluation of a public employee.
All right, thank you. Second?
I'll second that.
All right, thank you. Time it'll be like 9:18. Just give us a couple minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Invited in.
Invited in is Attorney D'Onofrio, Town Manager, and Chuck. Yep, okay. And, okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and take a minute to clear the room and clear the room. The room's already clear. How about that? How about that? How about that?